June 25, 2009 marks the day the entertainment industry lost its reigning icon, and the world lost one of the most renowned individuals to ever live. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, rock, and soul. In 2009, he was only 50 years old and eagerly anticipating the moment when his children, Prince, Paris, and Blanket, could finally witness their father performing live. At that time, Michael was gearing up for a comeback series of concerts known as This Is It, which was set to be a groundbreaking moment in entertainment history. The announcement of Michael Jackson's death shocked everyone. But what exactly transpired that day? According to Wikipedia, the official cause of death was cardiac arrest brought on by acute propofol and benzodiazepine intoxication. Was he a drug addict? The truth isn't as straightforward as it might appear at first glance. And perhaps Wikipedia's version is missing some nuance. In this episode, we'll delve into the events leading to Michael Jackson's death, but more importantly, explore the reasons behind it and whether his life could have been saved. Michael Jackson, despite his incredible success, spent much of his life grappling with physical pain. In 1984, during the filming of a Pepsi commercial, a pyrotechnic mishap caused his hair to catch fire. That night, Michael suffered second- and third-degree burns to his scalp and body. But beyond these injuries, he was introduced to the world of pain medication and plastic surgery. Years later, in 1999, during a performance, an aerial platform malfunctioned, causing Michael to fall 50 feet to the ground. The accident left him with permanent spinal damage. Afterward, he collapsed and was rushed to the hospital, where he was again placed on powerful painkillers. From that point forward, chronic back pain and reliance on pain medication became a constant in Michael's life. Over time, the pain and stress evolved into more serious health issues, the most troubling of which was insomnia. There were occasions where Michael went without sleep for 3, 4, or even 5 days in a row. The only way he could sleep was with the help of painkillers and sedatives. By the late 1990s, Michael had become heavily reliant on propofol, a potent anesthetic typically used in surgeries. Michael was so accustomed to propofol that he even referred to it as his milk, as the substance resembles milk in appearance. In early 2009, Michael signed a lucrative deal with media giant AEG to organize a series of concerts in London. The This Is It tour was designed to be his grand return to the stage. The first concert was scheduled for July 2009, with rehearsals beginning in late April at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. However, due to time constraints, the preparation process quickly became an exhausting and grueling routine for Michael. Having not performed large-scale live shows for over a decade, he suddenly had to sing, dance, work with the band, and strategize with the production team for hours on end, 5 or 6 days a week. To endure this intense schedule, Michael needed restful sleep and relief from his persistent back pain. To cope, he turned to his familiar companions, propofol and benzodiazepines. However, administering such powerful sedatives is no simple task. This is why Michael always had a personal doctor willing to assist him. As part of his deal with AEG, Michael requested a physician to support him during the tour. AEG agreed and hired Dr. Conrad Murray, a doctor familiar with Michael and aware of his unique medical needs. Here's what became routine during the final weeks of Michael's life. After rehearsals at the Staples Center, Michael would return to his residence at 100 North Carrollwood Drive in Los Angeles. There, Dr. Murray would administer propofol and other medications. One of the bedrooms was even converted into a makeshift medication room. Each night, Dr. Murray would induce Michael into a state of anesthesia without the necessary medical equipment that was crucial for safely managing such procedures. On the night of Michael's death, nothing out of the ordinary seemed to occur. Dr. Murray administered an initial dose of propofol to help Michael fall asleep and then placed him on a drip to maintain sedation. Here's how this works. During propofol anesthesia, an anesthesiologist typically administers a small initial dose to help the patient fall asleep. Afterward, they maintain a stable concentration of the drug in the bloodstream to keep the patient sedated. To achieve this, Dr. Murray placed Michael on an intravenous drip. The problem? Without proper medical monitoring equipment, the body's reaction to strong sedatives like propofol can be highly unpredictable. Under normal circumstances, during mild or moderate sedation, the brain continues to regulate breathing. However, during deep sedation, the brain can no longer perform this function, and the patient requires mechanical ventilation to breathe. Propofol is notorious for inducing deep sedation quite easily. That night, Michael's body unexpectedly transitioned into deep sedation. With no equipment to monitor his heart rate or oxygen levels, there was no warning for Dr. Murray. By coincidence, Dr. Murray left the room for several minutes, and during that time, Michael stopped breathing, a condition known as respiratory arrest. At this stage, Michael could still have been saved with proper intervention, such as administering oxygen. However, when Dr. Murray returned, he misinterpreted the situation as cardiac arrest and began performing CPR, which was ineffective for respiratory arrest. Adding to the tragedy, he did not call 911 immediately, delaying the arrival of qualified emergency responders. Later, Dr. Murray claimed that he had only administered the initial dose of propofol and that Michael had put himself on the drip. However, the court and jury rejected his version of events. In retrospect, Michael's struggle with addiction was well known to his inner circle, yet no one intervened to help him break free. Sending Michael to rehab might have been the right solution, but it would have jeopardized the tour's profits. Ultimately, it seems that a performing Michael Jackson on medication was seen as more profitable than a recovering Michael Jackson in rehab. This is the tragic story of Michael Jackson's death. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss new episodes.